Hello everyone, this is excandersham here from Ghostlands EU, and this is part 3 of the World of Warcraft Cataclysm Let's Play. This will be uploaded tonight, probably right after I've actually finished this narration here, and this will probably be the only video that will be uploaded because I have a ton of work to do, and it's getting like really close to the deadline, so I'm going to have to just upload one, and really quickly, because I've only got like 10 minutes to actually do this video now. So it's very well, it's kind of very useful if I only got 10 minutes, because this is the exact length of the video. Funny how that works here. Yes, that didn't really make any sense. I don't know why I was talking about that. We are doing the quest that we had in the previous video. Now, I didn't mention these quests in the previous video. We have to kill 12 nazj'atar naga. We have to save 10 of these privates slash Stormwind seals here who are stuck in these like bubbles that the Naga are keeping them in. I don't know why the Naga are keeping them there, but there's for some weird experiment, or just, you know, for slaves. And the other thing is we need to collect some whipsnarl root or something just from the actual Naga themselves, just a drop off the Naga, and they also drop off the Murlocs. And the other thing is we need to collect 6 harpoons, which are just on the harpoon stands, and that's about it. I didn't really have much time to actually talk with the actual quest, because we just like skimmed through them so quickly. After you complete those sets of quests, you then get a quest chain to go and tell you to go to Vashj'ir and light us reaches. Here we go. As soon as we get here, we get into a situation where the Naga start to attack. Well, actually, no, not quite yet. We actually get a cinematic where we actually find out that the Naga are working with the Twilight Hammer to take over the realm of water, which is the elemental plane of water, which is held by Neptulon, the elemental lord of water, I guess. And right after we've gone out to that massive sort of cinematic there, and that massive like hole in the ground that's like a whirlpool, we get attacked by Naga. Now, this isn't really like an event that will actually kill you, because the elementals do a ton of damage to Naga, and you can probably just go AFK, and eventually this would finish. But we just have to, you know, kill Naga, and it's kind of fun, considering you just get to wail on Naga very quickly. After the waves of Naga finish before you get a boss Naga that barely hits for anything, but he does like a few lines of dialogue. Before the day is done, you will all be slaves and corpses. Well, if you want us as slaves, you really don't want us to be corpses, because that kind of defeats the point. You're not the Lich King. I know you seem to think that you're like this really big bad, but every single time you've been a protagonist in any of the expansions to World of Warcraft, you've been like a side character. You haven't really been any sort of big threat. So I think, you know, Naga, that you should really pack it in, because you're clearly not led well, and every single time you've actually tried to be like this big evil, you've like failed miserably. And of course I'm talking about Lady Vash. And were the Naga actually in Wrath of the Lich King? There was one, I'm actually not sure. Was there a dungeon related around the Naga? There were a few quests relating to the Naga, but not really that much. They were in like the Borean Tundra, and I think that was about it. They barely had any sort of reference. So yes, after they got hammered in Burning Crusade, I guess they just spent a entire expansion like brimming their resources, and then when we came to Vashj'ir, we find they're just as useless as they were before. Now, after we've completed that quest, you have to destroy the Naga with spears. You just have to chase them out. It's kind of a fun quest, because you get to kill Naga indiscriminately. And then you get a set of quests in this cave here, right next to this massive with massive sea god that's like tentacles going everywhere. You actually go inside the guy soon, and actually in this video we'll actually be going inside this this sea god of the sea. This like I'm not really sure. It's a mollusk. I think it's a mollusk. This mollusk god here. We get a quest to actually collect 10 of these snails they found all around the sides of this section of Vashj'ir. The other quest is to kill 12 spike-tooth eels. That's just a standard kill quest. And the other ones, we have to go and talk to Zambino. Now, we just talked to Zambino. We have a balloon now, which we need to fill at the geysers around the... Whenever you see any bubbles coming out of a side of scenery, you just click on the geyser or the elemental water type icon on your quest text, and then you just use that to fill a balloon. And the other thing is you need to kill 10 green sand crabs. Now, this is just the standard kill quest again. Be sure not to vend, by the way, the white monstrous crab claws, because they do sell for a little bit. I'm not really sure how much it is now, but you used to be able to sell them for at least 60 to 80 gold, so maybe they're actually more or less depending on who actually, because I really didn't know what they were actually for, so I just put them on for anything, and they sold, so maybe they're worth more, maybe they're worth less. But be sure, just never throw away white items, because if they're white items and they're like close to level 85 as it is now, then they're useful for something, and someone will pay something for them. The balloon actually gets quite big before it actually gets into a point where you can actually hand it in to him. Now, these spike tooth fields are another thing. Now, they're supposed to be like this. Now, the guy who gives you the quest tells you that the spike tooth fields are annoying. Oh, and you will know, but the spike tooth fields, oh god, they're annoying. But they have like the worst aggro radius. He basically must be going right up next to them, trying to pat them and saying, "Oh my god, I pat them, and then they try to bite my hand off." They're the most annoying creatures ever. To be honest, I think they should just all be killed, because I am a complete fucking retard. I'm not really sure if that actually how it went down, but I can see it happening. Actually, I really can't see it happening. It's just like a weird sort of tangent I went on. After you've handed in those two quests relating to the sand crabs and the balloon, you then get a item which requires you to take a drill sample, just south of the guy, and sometimes an agitated crab will pop up, and that means you have failed. You have to kill the agitated green crab before you can continue. And if it works, then an agitated green crab will spawn, and then more stuff will spawn, and an enormous one will spawn, as you can see here. As you see, I'm being quite terrible with my damage, and so I have to pop out my fire elemental here in order to not die. And once you've done that, you just hand in the quest to him, and I think you get a nice little weapon, depending on what class you are. So after you've completed those, we just need to be killing some eels now, and then we're going to be killing some. Well, actually, we just need to be collecting the snails. And the guy who actually gives you the snail quest is hilarious, because apparently people are picking on him because his speciality is investigating snails. Now, I bet you they're not going to be the ones who are laughing when they find out the snails are explosive. By the way, that's not confirmed in any sort of lore. I'm just guessing, because I really don't really know. It's just like a weird quest just handed in. I'm very glad they actually put some interesting quest dialogue to actually explain, because it does make the quest slightly more interesting than saying collect 10 of these. Why? Because I want you to collect 10 of these. It's arbitrary. It's an arbitrary quest objective. This will give you experience. Well, to be honest, if no one actually read the quest, it would just be that anyway. But I'm very glad that they actually give some sort of respite to people who actually want to read the quest text. But that guy, the Tauren there, actually says he will actually break someone's legs, or something to that respect, if he had to hear anyone laugh again at the fact that he's collecting snails or investigating snails. Now, once you complete those quests, you get a quest to come down here to the Naga ruins here. You have to kill 10 Nazj'atar Ravagers, which are just, standard Naga warriors. And the other thing is you get like this mini whirlwind, which allows you to destroy the snakes. Now, apparently the only reason that we're actually killing the snakes is that the Earthen Ring guy here just hates snakes and he can't stand them. Now, once in respect to actually handing in this quest, and he tells you that a lot of people assume that Earthen Ring are just like druids, but in fact, only some of us are. Some of us are just homicidal maniacs that just like to use elemental powers to just kill things, and that's what he's doing it for. He just hates sections of nature, which I can agree with that sort of philosophy. Basically, anything that really annoys you when you've got the power to change it, I can understand why he would be like that, be a genocidal against snake maniac. After you've handed in that question, you get a epic mob who seems to be at low health already, and you just whack him down. And on his, by the way, guys, this is where a lot of people get confused in Vashj'ir. Make sure to loot that guy. If you don't loot him, it'll feel like the quest chain in Vashj'ir has completely stopped. I mean, completely stopped. And the reason for this is that a lot of people don't always, pick up stuff off mobs. You have to do it there because it's a dropped quest item that will direct you to your next quest location, and it will also get you some loot, which is gonna be an upgrade for anything you've got anyway. And the next quest we're doing is we're going to be going into Nespira, which is this massive sort of mollusk type thing, And this quest is very, very buggy. I have to tell you this. You have to go into one of these hatches below Nespera. But if the mobs don't spawn, and i.e. the NPCs don't spawn while you're going out of the water there, you have to go out and then come back in. Now, this quest is very, very buggy. Blizzard do know about it, but apparently they're just spending their time fixing it, or they just don't really care about it to this point. Maybe questing isn't a priority for them. But if you don't actually go out and come back in, it might take 5 to 10 tries. It actually took me 6 tries before it actually worked. And I don't include them all in this video because that would be annoying. And the video has stopped now. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope to see you in part 4 of Vashj'ir. If you want to follow me on Twitter, there's a link in the description below. If you want to like the video, please like. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe. And if you want to comment, please comment. And I'll see you again, guys. Peace out.